Welcome to Sheffield Girls, and I'm Nikki Banforth. I'm the head of Sociology. And what I want to do is just talk to you a little bit about the course, what to expect, the type of lessons you're going to have, resources available for you as well, and things you can access to get you prepared before you start. You will be able to look at the slides, and there will be links on there to information as well if you want to use it, or you can contact me directly as well should you have any questions. So the course is broken into 2 years, and we will be looking at 2 main units in each of those years. And in the first year, it is broken up into education and families and households. And this is the AQA, the exam board, so if you want to have a look at that, you can do. So with families and households, we're looking predominantly at issues to do with the family, gender roles, and the roles of parenting and raising children and childhood. And in education, we're looking at the role of education, we're looking at the experience, teacher-pupil relationships, looking at achievement between different ethnicities and class and gender. At the end of the first year, you will be assessed with a mock exam, and during that year, you will have regular topic tests as well. In the second year, we then embark upon 2 new topics. One is media and the other one is crime and deviance. And with education in the first year and crime and deviance in the second year, you will also be taught research methods and perspectives. So those will be on the papers as well. In the media course, we look at the role of the media, we look at the role of ownership, and we look at pop culture and things like that and the impact it has on society. When we're looking at crime and deviance, we're looking at reasons for crime, reasons why people don't commit crime. It beautifully blends with those who may wish to also do other things such as psychology and human geography aspects as well. Again, like the first year, you'll have a mock exam during year 13 and you will be assessed on those regularly in end of topic tests as well. The whole thing together, you will have at the end of year 13 3 exam papers, and those are equally weighted and are all 2 hours each. So you'll have a paper on families and households and the media, and then you'll have a paper on education and on crime. So they're equally weighted and they're 2 hours each. How will you be learning? In lessons, you will be expected to participate and during discussion, and there will be materials provided for you to help you. We'd like to minimise the amount of notes that you have to write. So all lessons are taught with PowerPoints, and the PowerPoints are printed out for you, and you simply annotate those. There are discussion questions throughout and extension questions as well to really develop you as a student and exploring the world of sociology. On the slides with the links, you'll be able to see there are links to news items, and it's really important that you, on social media such as Twitter, or just become more aware of certain news items, and you get a flavour of what family life is like, or education, the role of the media, interesting news stories, and also crime and statistics and information. For example, this week we know that the new head of MI5 has been talking about globalised crime and the nature of globalised crime having changed. So it's having an awareness of where the news can raise our understanding of how we can see this information that you'll be learning in the outer world, in society, and can see it actively engaging. So the link there will help you get an idea with that, and I would actively encourage you to start following things like that. There's also a YouTube channel that I've created where we've got a number of videos as well. I will show videos in the lesson, and again on the PowerPoint slide you can see that there is a QR code on the example I've given you, and again you can just hover over this with your mobile phone and it will take you directly to the video that I'm showing you. Now these videos will also be on the YouTube channel for you, and additional ones as well, because in our hour-long lessons sometimes there is an abundance of things that I want to share with you, or for experiential learning, or to extend your understanding in some way, and I haven't got time to show you them, so there's also additional QR codes should you wish to look further. There's also on the Firefly pages that I've linked on the PowerPoint for you some additional material as well. So these can be all the PowerPoints that I teach, lots of exemplar material, quite a few links to questions for you to test yourself, supplementary information, and also some additional workbooks that you might want to look at as well. So there's plenty of materials on there. You could practically teach it yourself. So then we also have other textbooks as well, and you'll be working through those in addition. Homework, obviously, is essential part of A-level, and you will be expected to do homework regularly, and you'll be doing work for education and for families, and then you'll be doing homework for media and crime. And throughout those years, it's really important you have regular feedback. So one of the things I do with my students is I video record all of the assessments I do with you. So let's say you've done a piece of assessed work, it could be a topic test, you will be answering your questions, I'll scan them in, and then I will video record my feedback for you so you can see very clearly where your strengths are and areas to improve. And you'll have that shared with you again with a link or a QR code. Pieces of homework that are practice questions or where I think really important feedback's needed, I use that as well. So you as a student will be expected to act on guidance, to work hard to prepare, but also there will be an awful lot of support there for you. And what's also really useful about having these videos is you can look at them over and over again as part of revision and preparation to develop. So how demanding is it? It's an A-level, so it's obviously going to be demanding. You have got regular homework, as I say. You will have lots of assessed work regularly, but lots of support there as well and clinics to help you. There's also going to be an expectation for you to be engaged in lessons, and the best lessons are those where pupils are participating, interacting with each other and answering questions, and more importantly, asking pertinent questions as well. There really is no such thing as a daft question in sociology because, again, it's an organic thing. We're looking at people and culture and events that shape the way that we see the world around us, and this is changing. And you will be juxtapositioning yourself between previous ideas that you'll be learning about, where you place yourself now and where potentially society might be moving to. And that will raise many questions as we go through. So it's really important that you are actively engaged and you're happy to ask questions and really delve into the material and pull it apart to get important points. Reading material will often be recommended, and I've got ample books for you to borrow as well if you wish to, and if something particularly it fires your imagination and you're really enjoying something, there's lots of reading material as well. We've also got sociological reviews, which are regular monthly magazines that are directed specifically at A-level students, and these are kept. I've got copies of many, but we also have copies in our library. So there's plenty of opportunity for you to read outside the subject as well. And that's a basic requirement at A-level, that you not only do the classwork, but you also take responsibility to explore and develop your understanding as well. So, as I said, we also have the mock tests and practice questions. You can do these at any time, and again, there is an expectation that you act on guidance as well. So I would like you to be involved. Student voice is really important at A-level. You are preparing yourself for a life of potentially an undergraduate, and so you do need to take charge of your learning. If you think about the way in which we conduct ourselves in school and the things you'll be involved in, what's really fantastic is if you can have a voice and say how you would like sociology to be developed and to take forward. Many of the students have recommended things that they've really enjoyed, and we've decided to try and implement those in what we do. Many trips that we've been on have come out of a really healthy discussion about exploratory learning and experiences that they'd like to have, or something happens, we hear something in the news and we'd like to learn more about it, or somebody has a research project at EPQ, which is something I'm sure you'll be learning more about in these videos that you're looking at today. And they think, oh, wouldn't it be great if we could do some research on this? And so we look into that. So student voice is really important. We have year 13 prefects, and we also have junior prefects, or I have junior prefects in year 12 who like to get involved. Sometimes they produce newsletters for the students, and sometimes they help on open days. They talk about, with great passion, the study that they're doing at the moment and things that are really exciting them about sociology. So educational visits, we do like to go on visits. At the moment, obviously that's going to be challenging. However, usually we really enjoy going down to London, and particularly to the Houses of Parliament. We have a tour where we find out all about the runnings of Parliament and politics and political life, but more importantly, how that trickle feeds into society, the policies that impact on family life, the policies that have an impact on education, new crime initiatives and things like that. It's really important that we get a flavour back in the capital of that. What's been fantastic, recently we went to the Met, so we went to New Scotland Yard, and we had the honour of meeting Cressida Dick, who is also an ex-GDST girl, and it was fantastic to see the work that they do down there, but also the projects and initiatives that police are putting into practice to connect with communities and to really work to reduce crime and raise awareness. And it was a fascinating insight, and again that will be something we would very much like to do again, and that came out of a discussion with Year 13, how we could delve more into criminology. We have been to the courts of justice, at high courts, and we've been to magistrates courts again down in London, and we have in the past been to courts more locally to see some of the court cases and how they're dealt with. We also, for the first time last year, and something we would very much like to do again, if the situation with restrictions are lessened at any point over the next year or two, we would really like to do another sociology conference. And this conference was the first one that we've done here. And we really enjoyed going out and about and seeing and listening to speakers, and the provision is fantastic, but we thought it would be nice if we could create our ideal perfect conference. Who would we like to listen to? What are the issues that we're interested in? What are the topics that we're studying that we really want to learn more about? Again, the practical side of it out in the community. So we invited a number of people to come and speak, and the prefects took a real lead on that one, where they invited people from universities, from fields of work, from charities, and they came in and they spoke to students in our school, but also invited schools from around Sheffield, Rotherham, Barnsley and Doncaster. And so they came to listen to this conference and a series of talks. It was a fantastic day, and we'd love to do that again. And should you be involved in the department, you can help decipher the topics we're talking about and who we can involve in that. We've also had a regular day where we've gone to the University of Sheffield and their ICOS department. Now, you can study sociology at many universities across the country, and I'll talk to you a little bit more about that in a moment. But University of Sheffield has a sociology department, and they very kindly put a methods day on for us. So we looked at research methods and theories and perspectives. We got the girls to go out and about and conduct experiments and to explore that. It was a fantastic day, and again, we'd like to do that again. So that's a regular thing that we do. And then also we like to, because sociology is an organic thing, we want to see whether some of the studies we're learning about can be applied in modern contemporary environments. We have thoroughly enjoyed working with infants and junior children to explore girls' learning or the way they perceive popular culture, all kinds of things that we're exploring. And we've actively engaged with the people in the community down on Exall Road, up on Broom Hill, and we've tried and tested some experiments, obviously being really careful, but it's been a fascinating insight, and we've utilised our facilities around. Again, the slide you're able to see about instilling passion, I am so delighted that the students who study sociology at A-level really do get their teeth into it and really try to make their own mark in the world and think about things that they find important. And as you can see there, we have a student who would notice in our own library that the books seem to be questionable regarding gender and the gender images and the type of messages we're sending our young women about aspirations for the future and careers. And the girls thought it would be really nice if we could diversify a little bit. So they spoke to the librarian, and what was fantastic was the librarian really took that on board, and between them they came up with a wonderful set of resources and books that really inspired our young women, particularly in the junior school, where the library really had an injection of modern contemporary ideas. So what can you study with sociology? There are many areas that you can go into, and as you can see from the slide, the university courses are endless and predominantly around criminology, social policy, law, public relations, and education as well, but there are many, many more if you want to look more into that. The skills you gain, again, are skills that many A-level subjects will facilitate for you, but there are also other ones to do with critical analysis and interpersonal skills, sensitivity to injustices and beginning to question and query things in a controlled and academic manner. The careers that you might also want to go into could be social worker, data analysis, forensics, policing, public relations, journalism. There are a number of different areas that you can diversify from having an A-level in this subject. And as you can see from this slide with the destinations and future courses, our students have gone on to do a number of different things as an undergraduate. So we've had a number of different universities they've gone to study either a pure sociology or variables within it. So again, criminology and media tends to be quite popular, But anything where you're working with people and individuals and an awareness of society is obviously going to be a benefit to you. So if you have any more questions at all, I know that everybody will encourage you actively to contact us, and please do feel free to contact me should you want to know more about the course. If you would like to see some materials or for me to send you some links at all, then I'm more than happy to do so. And I really hope that if you do choose sociology that you thoroughly enjoy it, and it'd be really nice to get to know you. Thank you.